Hello everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to Cinefessions, where we talk all things media. So I'm here today with another disc replay haul, and this time I am sticking strictly to some Blu-rays that I've picked up, and I want to say recently, but honestly, these have been sitting there for so long now. This has been months in the making. So yeah, some of these I picked up quite a while ago, but as I always say, you guys don't care. It doesn't really matter. You're seeing them for the first time, which is really all that matters. So I have just shy of a dozen. I have 11 different titles here to go through. And yeah, like I said, they're all Blu-ray. So a standard traditional Blu-ray haul. And I can't wait to share with you guys some things that I've been finding at my local disc replays. But before we get into it, if you guys have a second, please hit that like button down below. That engagement really does help me out. But with that said, let's not waste any more time at all. Let's dive right in to my disc replay Blu-ray haul. First one up is one that I remember finding from the clearance bin at one of my disc replays that I don't frequent too often, but it was like $2 or maybe even $1. I don't know, $1 or $2 from the clearance bin. And it's directed by George Clooney. It's a war film, The Monuments Men. And take a look at that cast. It's ridiculous. Clooney is in there, Matt Damon, Bill Murray, John Goodman. I mean, it's insane. Cate Blanchett in there as well. So yeah, looking forward to checking this one out. I've heard really good things about it over the years, but it's one that I've never seen. I believe it's from 2014, and it's based on a true story of the greatest treasure hunt in history. So yeah, it centers around in a World War II platoon. So sounds pretty interesting. Has a great director in George Clooney. Well, at least Clooney's an excellent actor, so we'll see how he does as a director. I don't even know if there's anything else I've seen from him, frankly, but yeah, looking forward to checking this one out. It has an amazing cast, if nothing else. So The Monuments Men, directed by George Clooney. Speaking of actors turned directors, this one is J. Edgar, which is, of course, starring Leonardo Dicaprio, but directed by the wonderful Clint Eastwood. So Eastwood, I've not seen all of his filmography as a director, but what I have seen, I have thoroughly enjoyed. The dude can just go. He's excellent behind the camera. So I really like his films, and this one is, of course, about J. Edgar Hoover. So it is a biopic, and it's supposed to be great. I get another one I've not seen yet, but it's looks awesome. Leo is one of the best, and so really looking forward to this. Naomi Watts is also in this one, so yeah, should be really fun. And I believe Eastwood is in front of the camera. No, I guess he's not, just directing this one. So yeah, we'll see how this one is. J. Edgar with Leonardo DiCaprio, directed by Clint Eastwood. I didn't even mention it, but J. Edgar was also from the clearance bin from that same disc replay, as is this next one here, Pop Star, Never Stop Popping. So this one, Judd Apatow produced this one, but it is starring Andy Samberg, who is generally hilarious. I really like him, and this is one I've heard really good things about, so very excited to check out this comedy. Our main character here is a pop star just coming off of this 2-year-long world tour, and we're going to go behind the scenes, and it's just kind of ridiculous. Almost gives me a mockumentary feel, so I'm thinking that's kind of what we're gonna get here, but it should be absolutely hilarious. I believe this one is from 2016, and it's directed by Akiva Schaffer and Jorma Taccone, who are frankly names I don't recognize, but they're, it's very possible I've seen something from them. So yeah, really looking forward to checking out Pop Star, Never Stop Popping. This next one is an MMA film directed by Gavin O'Connor, starring Tom Hardy. This is Warrior from 2011. So this is exactly what I just called. It's a MMA film, and kind of something in the vein of Rocky, but it's going to be done for a mixed martial arts audience as opposed to a boxing audience. So, I mean, Tom Hardy is fantastic. You have Joel Edgerton and Nick Nolte in this as well. So a wonderful cast. And yeah, I've heard really good things about this one as well. I've seen very few of the ones I'm going to show you guys today yet, but yeah, always cool to add cheap ones to the collection. This is another one. This was $2, so a bunch of these are from the clearance bin, which is just fantastic. So Warrior, as a fan of UFC, mixed martial arts in general, I'm really looking forward to checking this one out. Warrior from 2011. This next one is a video game movie, another one from the clearance bin. This is Hitman, and I love the fact that Timothy Olyphant plays our Agent 47, I believe his name is. Yeah. I've actually not played much of these games. I did play maybe on the PS2 when they were new. I may have played them a little bit, maybe rented them, but not for very long, and so I don't know a ton about this video game franchise, but I love Timothy Olyphant. Like, he is a favorite of mine, and so I'm really looking forward to seeing him step into the shoes of Agent 47 to see if this is a video game movie that's worth my time or not. I think of things like Silent Hill, which I know everybody on the planet loves Silent Hill. I do not like that movie. I've seen it a number of times. I don't like that one. But Max Payne, on the other hand, I really enjoyed. Another video game movie. That one, great video game franchise and a really fun movie that went along with it. So I'm hoping Hitman falls into that same category. So Hitman starring Timothy Olyphant. This next one is actually a triple feature, and I just talked about the actor here recently because I found some Walker Texas Ranger seasons at my local carnival. Well, this is a Chuck Norris 3-pack. We have the Delta Force, Lone Wolf McQuad, or McCade maybe, and then Code of Silence. So Delta Force and Code of Silence are two of the more popular Chuck Norris films, but I don't know Lone Wolf McCade as well. So, but I see David Carradine is in it, so that's cool. But let me know if these are any good or not. I've not really spent any time with Chuck Norris outside of Walker, Texas Ranger, so I thought this would be a great way to dive into his filmography a little bit deeper. So yeah, looking forward to checking out these 3 classic action films. They're going to be just dumb fun is what I'm hoping. So a Chuck Norris triple feature with the Delta Force, Lone Wolf McCade, and Code of Silence. This next one is such a stupid movie, and like, honestly, I watched this again recently and streaming, and I didn't love it as much as I did when I was younger, but I just bought it because it was a Olive Films release at Disc Replay, so I thought that was interesting. This is Biodome. So this is a Pauly Shore, Stephen Baldwin film, and it is ridiculous. It is just like peak 90s and peak annoying Pauly Shore. Like, they are just such obnoxious characters, intentionally so, but they're so over the top and it's so ridiculous. Basically, these two guys get locked into this biodome where the scientists are supposed to live. They kind of like stumble their way in because they're trying to like impress their girlfriends because they're basically like burnout losers, and so they fall in here, and of course they're going to completely change this biodome that's been created, this environment, and just wreak havoc on it. But it's a stupid comedy. Like I said, not my favorite after a rewatch. I really liked it when I was younger, but yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. It was not a bad price, and yeah, it's an Olive Films release, as you can see from the spine here, Olive Films. So I figured, I don't see that too often at Disc Replay. I'm going to pick that one up. So Biodome with Pauly Shore and Stephen Baldwin. Next up is one that I'm really excited to eventually show my daughter. This is Where the Wild Things Are. So this was a story that I read, like, when I was much, much younger, and my buddy actually bought my daughter as like a maternity gift or whatever you want to call it, when she was born, a couple of Where the Wild Things Are posters or prints, and so they're in her room, and so I'm really looking forward to showing her this to see what she thinks of it. She might be a little bit too young right now, might be a little scared by it, but eventually I will show her Where the Wild Things Are, of course based on the children's story. So yeah, very happy to have this one in the collection. It does have the slipcover with it, which is pretty cool. It's admittedly not in the best of shape, but hey, it's better than nothing. So Where the Wild Things Are. Next up is a Roland Emmerich film that I've not yet seen. This is 10,000 BC, and obviously we're on Blu-ray, that's what everything is. And so this one I think is a little bit harder to come by, so I was really excited when I found it at my local Disc Replay. I think I talked about like Apocalyptico, maybe it's Apocalypto, directed by Mel Gibson. I talked about that relatively recently. I bought it thinking it was this one, and then just a few days later I found this on Blu-ray, so I had it sitting over here for quite some time now. But yeah, really looking forward to checking this one out. I really like Roland Emmerich's films. I know they're big and dumb, but I mean, I like big and dumb, just like I love Michael Bay. So, why not Roland Emmerich as well? So 10,000 BC should be a good one once I get around to it. Next up is a horror film, and this actually completes my Joyride collection. Unfortunately, I have 1 and 2 on DVD, but I do have Joyride 3 on Blu-ray. So either way, I now have all of them in my collection, and I would love to do a rank and review on this series because I love the original. You know, it's a favorite of mine from back when. I've seen the second one, and I remember liking it, but I don't remember too much about it now. But Joyride 3 I've not seen at all, so really interested to see what they do with this the second sequel, the third one in the franchise here. So Rusty Nail is back, it looks like, which is just a ton of fun though. So yeah, really looking forward to checking out Joyride 3 Roadkill to complete my Joyride horror collection. Last but not least is another horror film from one of my absolute favorite subgenres of horror, home invasion. And we actually talked about this movie when we did the home invasion arc on the Cinefessions podcast. I loved it. It is so, it's crazy. This is Knock Knock. So directed by Eli Roth, starring Keanu Reeves. And then you have Lorenza Izzo and Ana de Armas in here as well. They are just like beautiful, sultry, crazy, make everything work, along with the Keanu Reeves, who is just so Keanu in this. It is just perfect. I love this movie. It's not a perfect movie, don't get me wrong, but I love it. I had such a good time with this. It is so, like, just strange. These two women show, Keanu Reeves is at home alone one weekend. These two women show up at his door, soaking wet because it's raining outside, saying their car broke down, if I'm remembering right, and they make their way into his house trying to use the phone, and then they go on to seduce. It is just, it's insane. You have to see it. If you like home invasion films, I think Knock Knock is one of those that doesn't get talked about enough, and so I found this one on Blu-ray, and I was so happy that I was able to find it, because I was actually looking on eBay for this not too long ago when I found it at my local disc replay. So yeah, very happy to add this Eli Roth horror film to my collection. I love it. So very happy to wrap up my disc replay Blu-ray haul with Knock Knock, directed by Eli Roth, starring the wonderful Keanu Reeves. Alright, so there they are, my strictly Blu-ray haul from Disc Replay. Some movies in here I am really looking forward to checking out, and others that I love already, so I can't wait to dive into these films again. But let me know down in the comments below, what in here have you seen, and what's worth putting at the top of the list? Give me like your top 2 recommendations from here out of my unseen pile. What do I need to prioritize? Let me know down in the comments below, and let me know if you've been finding anything at your local stores recently. I love hearing what you guys are picking up as well, so leave those comments down there below, or about anything else you want to talk about down there. I love responding and talking with you guys back and forth in those comments, so thank you so much for that support. But that said, if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button down below. That engagement really helps me out more than you could possibly know, so thank you so much for that. And like I always say, I don't just talk movies, I talk all things media, be it books, movies, video games, graphic novels, manga. If it's media related, I'm interested in it, and if you are too, you might consider subscribing. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for today. I just want to say thank you all so much for watching this one, and I want to encourage you to consume some media today. I'll catch you next time.